There's a detail on cars that 99% of us see every day but hardly pay attention to: the tiny black dots along the edge of the windshield. They're not a design flaw, nor are they just for aesthetics. In fact, they're a silent savior. Without these black dots, the summer heat could damage the adhesive, causing your entire windshield to collapse into the cabin while driving. So what are they made of? And why are they so powerful? Let's explore the surprising history and science behind them with simple why. First, let's find out what those black dots are called and where they come from. The dots and the solid black border they blend into have a name. The whole system is called the frit band. Frit is a term from glassmaking that refers to a ceramic paste fused directly onto the glass surface during manufacturing. It becomes part of the glass permanently. You can't scratch it off. You can't wash it away. The frit band as we know it started appearing on production vehicles in the late 1950s and early 1960s, as automakers began bonding windshields directly to car bodies using urethane adhesive. Before that, most windshields sat in rubber gaskets, basically just slotted into place. You could pop them out and replace them without much fuss. But as car design evolved and bodies became more rigid and aerodynamic, manufacturers needed a stronger, more permanent attachment. The adhesive bond was the answer. The problem was that urethane adhesive degrades when exposed to UV light. Sunlight would break it down, and eventually the windshield seal would fail. So engineers needed something to block the UV from reaching the adhesive underneath, something permanent, something built right into the glass. Now there's a common belief that the black dots are there to reduce glare, kind of like the black paint on a camera lens. You'll hear that one repeated a lot. But the Society of Automotive Engineers has documented the frit band's primary function as UV protection for the adhesive bond, not glare reduction. Glare control is a side effect, not the purpose. When sunlight hits that solid black ceramic border, it absorbs heat much faster than the clear glass next to it. On a hot summer day, the temperature difference between the black ceramic border and the middle section of the glass can reach 50 degrees Fahrenheit to 90 degrees Fahrenheit, 28 degrees Celsius to 50 degrees Celsius in just a few minutes. If one section of the windshield expands rapidly and the adjacent section hasn't had time to expand, it will cause stress and eventually lead to cracking. Interestingly, the manufacturer didn't change the material. They didn't add a buffer strip. They used the ceramic dot pattern itself as a thermal gradient, a way to gradually disperse the temperature change instead of having it impact all at once. You might think the solution to the heat problem would involve adding something. It turns out the answer lies in reducing the space. The frit band is applied to the glass before it's shaped. At that stage, the glass is still flat. It gets its curved form later in a furnace. The ceramic frit is screen printed onto the surface in the solid band first, then in a halftone dot pattern fading inward. Think of it the way a newspaper photograph works. Up close, it's just dots. Step back and you see a smooth gradient. The frit band does the same thing thermally. The closer you get to solid black, the more heat the glass absorbs. But because the dots get progressively smaller and more spread out as they move toward the clear center, the temperature shift happens across a few inches rather than at one hard edge. The dots themselves are typically printed using a ceramic ink containing pigments like manganese dioxide or iron oxide, materials that fuse into the glass surface when heated in the furnace to around 1,100 degrees Fahrenheit, 593 degrees Celsius. At that temperature, the ceramic bonds chemically with the glass. It's no longer a coating on top. It becomes the glass. The gradient fade, the specific dot sizes. There's an industry standard behind it. Not a coincidence. So at this point, you're probably wondering, if the dots are about heat management, why are they only around the edges? Why not the whole window? The edges are where the thermal stress is worst, because that's where the adhesive bond is. The center of the glass doesn't need the protection, because it isn't glued to anything. But the dot fade does something else too. The human eye is sensitive to hard transitions. A solid black band running across the base of your windshield with a sharp cutoff where clear glass begins would be visually jarring, and in certain light conditions, distracting to the driver. The halftone gradient eases that transition visually, the same way it manages it thermally. And honestly, that's a pretty elegant solution to two completely separate problems using a single printed pattern. One feature, two functions, neither of which most drivers ever think about. The pattern also serves the manufacturer. It hides the urethane adhesive bead underneath, which after application is not exactly a clean or attractive thing to look at through clear glass. Remember the ceramic frit fused into the glass at 1,100 degrees Fahrenheit? That same permanence is exactly why it can do all of this reliably for the life of the vehicle. Beyond windshields, you'll find frit band printing on rear windows and side windows as well, especially on vehicles with rear defrost grids where the ceramic frit is used to print the actual heating elements, not just the border. Architectural glass uses the same process. Large commercial buildings, the kind with floor-to-ceiling glass panels, often use ceramic frit patterns to reduce solar heat gain and control light transmission. Some of those dot or grid patterns you see on office building facades aren't decorative. They're thermal management, scaled up. In the US, automotive glass must comply with FMVSS 205, Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standard 205, which governs things like light transmittance and optical quality. The frit band's placement is designed to stay outside the driver's primary sight line to maintain compliance with those transmittance requirements. Some automakers print antenna elements directly into the frit band on rear windows, running alongside the defrost lines. The ceramic conducts just enough to function. The technology has been reliable for decades. But the shift toward larger glass panels and panoramic roofs is pushing some of its limits. So the next time you're sitting in a drive-thru or waiting at a red light, and you glance over at that band of fading dots on your windshield, there's quite a bit going on there. A ceramic material fused into the glass, a thermal gradient managing stress you'd never otherwise see, a design that solves two problems at once without drawing attention to itself. What part surprised you most? The heat management? Or the fact that it's been an industry standard for 40 years? Drop it in the comments. We read everyone. If you've got a topic you want us to look into next, leave it in the comments. And if we pick yours, we'll give you a shout out. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching Simple Why.